चेहरा दिख रहा है ना?
Do I have to be with Chara here?
No.
That's
Nah, you don't have to.
It's okay.
Yeah, I
It's
have.
okay. We are only asking. Okay, that is not what this stream is supposed to be. Yeah, hello guys. So this stream, I really wanted to talk about something. I didn't really want to talk about it. I wanted to fight someone with a different opinion from mine, and fortunately, I found one person. I think this is not going to be a fight, though. It is going to be more of a philosophical lesson, where one kid from my online community is trying to educate some of us about some things that we are very unfamiliar about. I think to support my illogical counter arguments and stuff to make her angry is Nai, who will support Khadija in her quest to educate us. But the thing is that if I get out of this, if this is a serious topic, if it gets out of topic and if I get funny or anything, so y'all can obviously come down harsh on me. मुझे बोल सकते हो कि shut up, this is not something you should be joking about. Also, neither Khadija nor Nairajia are पता नहीं
No. First पहला सही बोला,
नायरागिया
पहला सही बोला.
okay नायरागिया neither ये दोनों में से none of them are healthcare workers, experts. They have not dealt with mental issues professionally, तो इनका opinions ठीक है, but it is not the God's final truth. So just don't take it in with full faith कि हाँ what they'll say will be correct. Okay, so with that let's start. Khadija, I give it to you.
हाँ ठीक है. To be honest, ये थोड़ा सा philosophical discussion की तरफ ही lean करेगा. तो there would be a very very small part where I would be directly talking about suicide, but just in case पहले मैं सबको helpline numbers बताती हूँ. For suicide prevention there is the ASRA, जिनका नंबर है 9820466726. There is a short number also, it is 112, and another number 4066202000. These are all for India, and for USA the number would be 1800273825. So if you guys are feeling depressed, or you are thinking about some suicidal thoughts, these people would help you, and everybody is there with you, and we hope you can get past through this difficult time. Now let's start. ठीक है, हो गया हमारा. Let's start. ठीक है.
Thanks for that intro.
Okay. So
I'll link it in the chat. I'll link the numbers. Put an image or something.
तो ट्रॉली प्रॉब्लम मैं तुमको बताने वाली हूँ क्या होता है. ठीक है. So imagine you are in a trolley or a train or anything. पराग इस पे कुछ मत बोलना. एक मारूंगी, एक लाफा मारूंगी, ये इस मारूंगी.
Okay.
You are inside a trolley. There are two tracks. Just track. Okay. I think everybody has heard it at some point. मुझे नहीं पता पराग को कैसे. So the trolley is headed straight and it is about to hit 5 people. And you are inside the trolley. You can't do anything physically to tell them, to warn them. But you do have a steering lever of sort, a steering wheel, anything. You have a steering wheel, and if you move that, you go to the other track which only has one person that is working on it. So what would you do if you are in this situation?
Okay, I didn't know this was called the trolley problem, but okay, I have heard of it.
So what would you do? What do you guys do?
What would Nai do?
Me, last time I spoke with Bhargav, I ultimately said that I'll just jump out of the trolley. I'll just leave it, because ultimately, either way, I'm going to feel regret. so I won't leave the decision on myself.
Okay, so you'll fly away. That's what you're saying, right?
This
Not
is
like flying away. मतलब भार्गव ने जो बताया था उसमें था कि if you don't try to like if you don't make a decision, everyone will die,
Exactly.
including you. I was like, yeah, I'll go with that maybe. If that's an option, I'll go with that.
No. You don't have that is not the option here. This is a very simple trolley problem. You can't run out because the whole thing about philosophy is we are not learning anything new, but we are confronting the realities that we don't want to confront about ourselves. But this is supposed to be easy mode. Okay, everybody would everybody, actually a majority of people would do something, would have a particular answer.
Okay.
So you don't have to be scared. You're probably in the majority. Go ahead. What is the answer? What is your answer? Even if you're not in the majority, completely valid answer.
Nai started this conversation, so she has to first make a decision, right? So I don't feel regret later on.
You, Parag, get some authority.
Okay,
It's
calm
your
down,
child.
calm down. You're not my mom, okay?
Why are you pushing me on the track? This is what Parag is going to do. He's going to push me on the track. This is what he's going to do.
Okay, that is
I know
secret.
it now.
You should not disclose that. Okay, anyway, now you can say if you don't want to take a decision, that is fine as well, I think. मत लो ना, मरने दो सबको. That is your sadistic way of telling people.
And that is actually the reality of how I take my decisions in life. I just जब दिखता है कि either way there's going to be a bad thing, and I'm like, यार जो हो रहा है होने दो. No matter what I do, the result is going to be similar only.
Okay, about this later also. Parag, what is your answer?
Uh,
Move the steering wheel. Don't move the steering.
Toss. I'll take a coin out of my pocket. I'll do a toss, and whoever gets crushed gets crushed.
What is this, Parag? What
No,
is this?
so
Parag?
I really think. Okay, so I really think that that is not my choice to make at the moment. So if the quality of, if there are lesser people on the track that will have a better quality of life, then killing the rest is a good option. So suppose if on one track lays Albert Einstein and Isaac Newton, and the rest is like 5 of Parags, so obviously 5 of Parags should go, right? So
What? No.
so the thing
But
is
he
that
placed himself.
I'm saying someone not of the caliber of Isaac Newton or Einstein. So basically
When
some
you're-
common person. So that is not my decision to make. So I'll put that chance on a coin toss.
If you want to do a coin flip, that's completely okay. But the point here is, when we are discussing about these issues, these are applicable in real life. So, stressful situation, right?
Okay, I'll kill lesser people. Okay, if that is the answer you want, I'll kill lesser people. That is my decision. Okay.
You want?
I will kill lesser number of people that are on the
Okay.
option.
Kill
में-
less the number of people. Okay, fine. This is completely okay. Fine. So, Parag, your logic is 5 versus 1. You say 5, right? And
I say 1, obviously 1, not 5. What the hell are you?
नहीं
you're
he's
killing
same
lesser number of
5.
people.
हाँ save 5. Okay. I thought ये क्या
Yeah.
वो हैनिबल ही समझ रही है मेरे को. ठीक है.
No, you're saving 5, and you have the numbers thing, and Nairagya is like anything you do would be evil, so you would rather not engage in it, right? Rather than not engage in a situation, even if 5 people die. Okay, completely valid. Now, there is a certain modification of the trolley problem. Because Nairagya Shiv has already talked with Bhargav, so I think she has already covered this. But imagine if this is the same situation, but there is only one track. There is only one track, 5 people. You are on top of a bridge, and next to you is a really, really fat man. We are not fat phobic here, but this is how the philosophical question was designed. Okay, so and there is a really fat man, and he's sort of leaning over the fence. So if you just push a little, just he will fall down, and he will stop the train. Okay. Would you do it? Is my question.
Most definitely I would. No questions asked.
You will do it, okay? Naina?
अगर उस अकेले से नहीं हो रहा है तो उसके साथ मैं भी कूद जाऊंगा just so that वो 5 लोग बच सके.
Would you push the person or not?
I'll probably tell that person that I'm going to push them, and before they react, I'll just push them and tell myself that that person agreed with me.
Wow, that is
Okay,
some
so
psycho level shit you're doing there. Okay.
Yeah, I know.
At least I have some guilt when I said that I will push him, no regrets. But I have regret. You are like, मैं बताऊंगी उसको. उसकी गलती है. I told you so and pushed you and you didn't react. तो तेरी गलती है वो.
this is going to be very interesting. Okay, so Parag, the answers you gave were strictly what we call in philosophical psychology. I say a lot philosophical terms. The utilitarian ideology. The utilitarian ideology is like, how can I find the best outcome for the most number of people? And what Nye did, मुझे अब philosophy का नाम क्यों याद नहीं आ रहा, I don't know. पर her idea is basically कि if there is malice in the act itself, then she would not do it, however utilitarian it is. These are the two ideological viewpoints. I'm very happy that you guys discussed both. Now let's talk about a story. Okay, this is a Hannibal the Cannibal kind of story. Okay?
My favorite kind.
I know. So this is actually based on a true story. It's not actually based on a true story. It is a true story. It is actually taught in law school, first year law school's ethics class all over the world. In fact, a friend from Taiwan actually confirmed it when I put it on my story, and he's like, "Oh, Anna, actually, he's studying in Australia, so he."
Story. No discussion about the story. Just the story.
Oh, okay. Sorry. Point is, there is a boat. Okay. Sorry, there is a ship. The ship got wrecked. They got lifeboat. The crew got lifeboat. Almost everybody died. 4 people survived. They are swimming there in the middle of the sea. Nowhere there is land. Like middle of nowhere. A pin, like like straw in a haystack. Whatever the idiom is, I don't know.
Yeah. Continue.
So there is nothing around. They had a few cans of preserved food. They ate it all, and now they don't have any food or any drink. If you know about seafaring, that and then you know that sea water is not safe to drink. So they have no food. They have no drink. At this point, they are starting to get hungry. 21 days pass. They are very hungry. They decide to do a lottery. Okay, so they decide to do a lottery, and whoever fails that lottery, there is one loser and 3 winners. Because whoever fails that lottery would sacrifice himself for the general good of everyone.
He'll become a part of their diet. Okay, continue.
Yeah.
He'll become a
Become
part
a-
of their diet, right?
Yeah.
He's
yeah.
contributing towards society.
So.
Bhargav and I talked about this also.
अच्छा.
हाँ continue. मैं chat को reply कर रहा था.
So, they are like they take the lottery. They decide to take the lottery, but the cabin boy, there was a cabin boy who said, "Nah, I don't want to take the lottery. Okay, I don't want to participate in this." Interesting fact about cabin boy: he was an orphan. He had no relatives, no one aage, no one piche, no one who was looking out for him or who was waiting for him.
Okay, so the cabin boy is looking really tasty right now. Perfect.
Yeah, cabin boy is looking really tasty right now. He is in fact so unlucky that he was so thirsty, he drank seawater and now he's sick. So like he's already dying too. Okay. more and more appealing this concept gets.
Okay, I get it. I get it. Cabin boy is not hungry
Why
and
would you
others
put
are
me
hungry.
in that situation?
What nice? Sorry, I didn't get you. Sorry for speaking over.
Hmm.
नहीं नहीं कुछ
So,
नहीं आगे बोलो.
after this lottery idea has also failed, uh, the one of the person they coordinated. They मतलब आँखों से आँख में they created this plan, and after 3 days they first they attacked. Okay, just like Nairagya said, that she would tell the person, she would tell the person that she is going to kill them and then kill them. So they did a similar thing. Before he could respond, they killed him, and they started eating him. There was the captain in the lifeboat, and first he was very grossed out about this whole murder eating thing, but after a while he consented, and he started eating too. A few days later, a German ship, I think, saw them and rescued them. And in the diary of one person who was involved in the killing, wrote that we were having our breakfast when we finally saw the ship. Our breakfast being cabin boy. So when they were taken to the courts on land, and they were tried, the media portrayed them as very sympathetic people. Like they were normal, kind people, and because of this issue, because of this situation, they had to do all of this. And the media in general was very sympathetic, but the judge was like, a murder is murder, blah 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 blah, and they were sentenced. But imagine if they were in your court and you were in the jury, would you let them go? Would you not let them go? What would you think?
Fuck man, that is
I
some
have
deep
a very
discussion.
important question. I know that this may not be okay. Parag is saying something.
No, no, no. If
No.
you feel it's important, if you feel it's important, you can ask.
I just want to know. Yeah, like were they taken to court immediately after the rescue, or like they were given therapy for a few days and then taken to court?
Uh, this was a time where the news reports they were not in form of photos. These were sketches. So like therapies as we know
Therapy is a
today.
joke. Therapy is like mental hospital में shock देना. That is therapy for you.
Acha, so it's not happening there at all. Like
But
वैसा कुछ है ही नहीं.
but they were this is like this was a law thing, but they were given normal like shelter, health, and all of that, right?
हाँ, that उसी sense में बोल रहे हैं कि like did they
They
get
were,
that? हाँ,
yeah, they
but
were
I'm just asking for my
given health.
convenience. Sorry, but I needed that particular information. So
Yeah.
I would say कि out of the practicality of the law that is being applied in this situation, uh,
Hmm.
technically like अगर कोई उस लोग को बैठ के कोई बात करता है या outside even if someone has to talk, they cannot feel regret or they should not be made to feel regret for something that was done towards their survival because the survival was more important at that point. They wouldn't यार तुम मर ही गए तो फिर रिग्रेट और नो रिग्रेट का कोई मीनिंग नहीं बनता आई मीन दिस होल थिंग वुड हैव बीन completely pointless in this ये because that same law would say that killing yourself is wrong. The same law that is going to say कि uh, you killing someone else for your own survival is wrong is the same law that will say that them killing themselves is also wrong. So like the law itself is contradictory if you went into the practical side. But because you are trying to, bring some practicality in an otherwise chaos world, you could give them a comparatively reduced sentence for a similar crime. Because that should be
Oh,
there. मतलब तुम उसको completely in from the law point of view you cannot completely ignore that,
You
because
don't
someday
have to.
someone
You
else will
don't
come
have
up
to
and
put
say
closer.
that.
नहीं नहीं
And अगर law का point नहीं है, law का point नहीं है, I
Hmm.
believe that
Just
एक
ethics.
level
Just
का
ethics.
उनको, yeah, तो
नहीं सपोज
अगर
यू वर द जज ठीक है व्हाट डिसीजन वुड यू टेक बस वो बताओ
I would give
Let
them
them
a
go.
substantially reduced sentence, saying that while that itself sounds like a heinous crime, uh,
Hmm.
and be like outside of the situation, we believe that they should be punished. Being in that
Hmm.
very situation, probably 90 to 95% of us would have taken the same decision. So I would not ignore the survival part of the story. I would give them a substantially lower
सेंटेंस
sentence for the same crime, because completely ignoring it would also be wrong. But yeah, like
Okay.
I wouldn't judge them for
So
that
you believe,
particular situation.
yeah. So
For
you
that
believe it is ethically wrong, but there were mitigating circumstances in that they were in this dire situation. This is what you
ha,
believe.
आई डिडंट
Now,
अंडरस्टैंड
Parag, you
50%
have
वर्ड्स
something to.
sorry.
आई मेंट
कोई बात नहीं,
खदीजा
कोई बात नहीं,
सेंटेंस
Parag. You didn't understand my story.
अरे नो नो कंटिन्यू नेवर माइंड जो के नहीं समझा किसको
Parag,
सॉरी
Nairagya said something. Nairagya said कि there were mitigating circumstances in this situation. कि मतलब the situation made it possible कि they would be allowed to do that. They could be pardoned if they did that. Do you have a counter to that?
No, I really don't. I think that that decision was more or less correct. If there is some wrong, I see that the person that was murdered and eaten, उसका तो consent लिया नहीं किसी ने, right? You could have just told him, "Okay, buddy, you're dying." If he's dead,
Yeah.
and if he's dead, and if you're eating him, then it's fine, I think, because there is no consent left. मतलब for to get consent of a dead body, I personally feel is चलता है अभी क्या मर ही गया है वो क्या ही करेगा
No, no, but I know, matlab, he was dying and all of that. But look at this situation. I know he's dying and everything, and he has no matlab, relatives and all, and the other people have relatives. But
no I no what I'm saying is that his life has the same value as the rest the only
yeah,
problem I see in not punishing them is that the person that was killed उसका consent था नहीं इस act में ठीक है if everybody was consenting if this guy was a Bollywood hero he would have said yes eat me if he was a horny male he would say okay no never mind he would say eat me if he would have said that then there was no problem in this whole situation this just
okay, so
comes to the point of consent कि अगर if he is not willing for you all to eat him you should not be eating him this is in my opinion it is not an ethical act
okay. Very interesting. You guys have put forward, on the whole, two, three arguments. First of all, there is the argument of consent that Parag said. There is the also Parag said the equal value of life, and Nairagya said that there were like uh, क्या था? Give me a three-word summary. My mind isn't clicking. You guys are so interesting.
same
I
sorry
wouldn't let them go without a punishment. They would have a punishment, but not
severe
as
as
severe as
Yeah.
severity would be
I
lowered because of the situation.
also I don't really
Okay.
think that I can be a person to judge them because I have not been in that situation or कौन ही होता जज
हाँ,
करने वाला I'm
but
against the
वही
judicial
मतलब
system
in
in
that,
general
हाँ,
Okay. So, Nairaga, this thread won't go on. Like, I just have to ask you one question. This thread won't continue. But what degree of punishment do you think they deserve in this situation? Because they have killed a person. If we are talking
half
about
half the sentence of a normal situation where three members would have killed a person,
no, no,
or
three members
consumed.
haven't killed. Actually, only the two members who killed, who conspired, they were punished, and the third member who had to finally eat all of that because of the dire situation, he was allowed to be a government witness, and he was not
Okay,
punished.
okay. The two other two members who conspired and killed, they would
Mhm.
yeah, they would get a comparatively lesser sentence than any person in a normal situation, any people in normal situation who would have gone and killed a person
So how is that? Okay,
for any reason.
I still have that question. How is that captain? The captain was the one who didn't eat him at first, right? Who didn't kill him. How is he supposed to be allowed of not getting the murder? Because those two guys killed and they did it for themselves, right? They took the guilt on them. How is he eating it and he's absorbed of all guilt and getting a witness status?
It's like a plea bargain. So if you become a government witness, because there were only three people involved in this case who saw all of this, right? So if you want to convict the other guilty person, you take the less guilty person and you make a deal with them to punish the more harmful wrongdoers, and maybe
मतलब
you could
मतलब मैंने
have a very light punishment,
story
or
story
he
के
could be
हिसाब से he's out of the story
yeah.
because of how what choice he made initially. बस वही है ना.
Yeah. So
okay.
yeah, story के हिसाब से he is out because मतलब he didn't decide to kill these people.
Mhm.
So the other thing you guys mentioned is the वो Parag mentioned the equal value of life. So first of all, the equal value of life. There are 2 points I want to discuss: the value of the life of the cabin boy, and the equal value of life as in the numerical standpoint. Let's talk about the numerical standpoint first. So, assuming that this is the situation, what would happen if matlab, after the cabin boy is completely finished, and there is like they still don't find another ship, they still don't find other people, what do they do? So if the logic continues, it would be okay, first it was 3 to 1 ratio, then it would be 2 to 1 ratio, then it would be 1 to 1 ratio. Are you okay with this at any point of time, Parag? Does this become wrong?
No, if it has. So for me, the only problem that I see was consent. Okay, if you're taking consent out of the situation, if the first is valid, then the others are valid too. The only part where it becomes a problem for me is when there is a conflict of choice, like one person who was okay with killing starting mein, suddenly he's turned into a new leaf and is like this is wrong. That would be a problem. Otherwise killing is chill now. Kill the rich, eat the rich.
Okay, actually, this point of consent is coming like itna bar. I want to tackle this first. I'll talk about equal value of life बाद में. So consent. First of all, uh, let's imagine the situation. Okay, I'm the killer, for example, and I say, yo, bro, we are actually kind of hungry. Would you mind if I just kill you and if we eat? And he's like, yeah, sure. Is it
इतना
then okay? Is
इतना
it then
चार्मिंगली
okay?
इतना चार्मिंगली बोले कि फिर तो कोई भी ऑब्वियसली गुड हो ना. Can I just cut off your leg? It looks really juicy right now. Wow.
I've
Okay,
watched series where characters have said this to someone else.
Okay. Hey, continue this. Let's not go down that road.
okay. So,
Sorry.
okay. So, agar if he actually gives consent, uh, is it okay then? If he says, okay, you can eat me, is it completely okay then?
क्या sorry.
Huh?
What does he say?
He
He
says,
comes.
okay, bro, kill me.
Okay. Okay.
Is it
Then that
okay
is okay. It really is okay. If he is giving consent to die, क्या ही problem?
then? Uh, then you think
Can I
it's
ask
okay.
something here?
Now,
Yeah.
think about
Nai has a question. Wait, Khadija. Nai has a question. हाँ बेटी
uh,
बोलो.
So whether or not he has given consent, ये
uh,
हमको अपने material witness से ही पता चल रहा है ना,
yeah.
हंगस खेल रही है तो
right?
हमारे साथ.
Think about that. The facts were never in dispute. Everybody agreed on the facts.
Okay, then that's okay. Then that's okay. That was my only question. Then that's okay.
Okay.
Okay, so and now let's think about this a little more deeply. You are the cabin boy. There are three people who want to eat you, and you just say yes. Isn't it forced consent? Just a proposition. I'm just asking you.
Do you hear yourself? Forced consent. How is that consent?
Uh, matlab, okay, this is not consent in the general usage of the word, but isn't it a forced agreement? If there are like three people, they want to eat you.
Um,
That is not ideal, na? It is injustice still. That is ethically wrong.
Okay, this is ethically wrong.
but
So if
unless
so consent is okay, so your point is consent is okay, but this is ethically wrong because people, there are like more people and they are generally because they would be forcing you just in the numbers, uh, just in the existence of one person against three, and there is a force involved. Let's increase the level of consent, or Nairagi, if you want to add something, you want to add
yeah,
something? Yeah, please.
like इस
It's
situation में how are we defining like forced agreement, like suppose there are the three people are ऐसे भी hungry, okay, the
Huh.
three people are already hungry, there's no doubt about that, there is no change in those two scenarios,
Huh.
and supposedly in both scenarios they are quiet. You
Hmm.
can see the hunger in their eyes in both scenarios. They are quiet. In one place, the guy is brave enough to say no,
Hmm.
and in the other case, the guy is like, no matter what I say, they're going to eat me, so I'll just say yes. Maybe
oh,
they'll go easy on me. Okay,
what they're going to.
how are either situation going to be like? What is the defining factor in either situation?
What is the defining factor? There is no
Because
defining factor.
background psychology is the same,
You
because
just have to
background psychology for both, yeah, background psychology for both these scenarios is same. The only difference is in how the cabin boy has reacted to that situation, okay? So
yeah.
like how would that change anything, unless they're like you say yes and only then we'll like if they are saying that no matter what you say, we'll eat you, but
Hmm.
it would be better and we would go easy on you if you say yes. If that's something, the kind of language that has been spoken, then yeah, then we can all agree that the agreement was forced.
Okay.
You get what I mean? Like,
Yeah, yeah,
I'm
yeah.
just
In
Okay.
this situation,
defining on your question.
we have no way of conclusively saying that the consent was forced or not, because first of all, we have only the accounts of the three people who were involved in this.
Yeah,
Uh,
yeah,
they're not lying completely because this is a very grave accusation and the facts were never in dispute. So
Okay.
they're not completely lying, but we have to take their word for it. So we are not completely sure what would be going on in the cabin boy's mind. We have no context for that. Only the cabin boy could have testified, and he's dead.
Okay. So Bhargav has a question. Acha. How do you know they are not lying?
How then?
We don't
You
know na.
don't know. You
That is
don't
the
know.
problem na. पता होता तो क्या
So
ही सीन था.
yeah, that I was going to mention, but I thought that Khadija already touched that point. Just to clarify to everyone who's listening, it's basically what we call, ideally the most convenient situation for us, where we have to believe that nobody can lie in this situation.
Lol.
Yeah.
इस
Right.
particular scenario mein nobody is lying, and so basically everything that anybody is saying is the truth, and now you have to make the decision.
Yeah.
That's the kind of
That's
scenario that we're discussing.
Okay, I have one
That's the
so.
question.
case, so we will not
Yeah,
consider
yeah.
lying as a
If
factor
this is
in
the
the
last
story.
question, then I'm going to talk about consent again. We have to cover suicide.
Yeah.
We have to reach that topic, no? A
Yeah.
bit to suicide. Okay, so one question. If that person was dead in the first place, ठीक है? मरा ही हुआ
Hmm.
होता वो, तो they are matlab, in your opinion, would that person, would the rest of the people be would they be charged, would they be held accountable for their actions?
If
No.
he
He was
was
dead in
dead
the first, and after that they started eating him. He died of natural causes, and then they said, okay, might as well, there is food on the plate, might as well put our knives and forks in.
then it would depend on if you agree with cannibalism or not. So, in this situation, if you just started with the opinion that cannibalism is wrong always, then there would be no debate. Then there would be no philosophical question.
Okay.
So,
So we are discussing philosophy. Okay, so that is moot. Okay, I get it. I get it.
okay, you get it. Now, consent. Let's increase the point of consent. So, when would it be valid consent? If he says, if he agrees with the other person, other three people, it's not consent. What if, in this situation, what if he himself suggests that kill me and eat me? Is that valid consent?
Without
That is a
any,
consent.
without any external influence, if he says "eat me, boys," so I think that is consent, right?
That is consent. Okay. This you also believe is consent. Some people, you guys don't have. When I've discussed it with other people, they have still not agreed it at this point. And the next value of consent, in which they say that if the person themselves kills themselves, says first of all that eat me after I die, and then kills himself, it is complete consent. So this is the line of consent. But if we are talking about the lottery thing, hmm, if the lottery was successful, everybody would have agreed on the lottery, and the cabin boy is picked again. Hmm, would it count as consent?
Yeah.
Yeah, because they
Yeah.
consented to the lottery, right?
Yeah.
They're putting in their risks.
They already know the terms of the lottery, so they have already consented to eat or be eaten even before the choice was made. So they cannot back off anyway.
This discussion with the cannibals wettest me. Okay, how continue?
Okay. So, to be honest, I can discuss it a little bit further, but what we are left on what we said is lottery. Actually, you agree with the majority in this case that if there is a lottery, more people are agreed to this. Are agreed to this proposition of eating other people if there is this lottery involved in the situation. In fact, even more than the full consent.
So we get
Now,
points. We are right, right?
there is no right or wrong in this.
Ouch.
We are discussing philosophy. Unless we are talking about law, then there is a right or wrong. Please don't go about killing people.
That is the first thing I've ever heard from this. Okay.
Now let's finally move on to the titular topic. Okay, mental health issues, suicides, all of that. So, Parag, can you explain the situation of why we came to this topic? Why are we discussing this?
Okay, okay, okay. So anybody who's new here, who's watching this for the first time, who isn't in my friend list, who hasn't checked my post, so I had posted this very snarky comment kind of post. Let me just read it out for you guys. Give me a minute. I don't have access to my Facebook right now, and now I do. Okay, so the comment was nobody asked to be born, and yet there are laws against suicide. Sounds like a scam to me. Still does sound like a scam to me. But yeah, so that was my point. I'm wondering why are there laws against suicide? Person is dying now, bro. Bas na aur kya?
So, first of all, let's correct something. Huh? In the comments, you said that which is completely correct from your perspective. That section 309, which is attempt to suicide, gives the punishment of up to a year to the person who committed, who tried to commit a suicide, right?
No, okay. So there is. I think I've read. I'm not sure if I've my source is correct or not because I really did read it off Wikipedia. So Okay, so the punishment is basically a year of up to a year of imprisonment and fine, or both of them, and abatement to suicide applies to both the person who is instigating suicide as well as the person committing it. So if he
Great.
tries, that is what I know.
We understand. Yeah. रुक जाओ. Okay.
उतना ही पता है मेरे
So,
को.
there was an act passed, Mental Health Care Act in 2017,
Yep.
which have you read about that?
Yes, I've read about that. But what I read about that is that it does undermine the 309C, which we were discussing a minute ago. But the
It does not
grounds of
remove it.
it doesn't completely overrule the problem, but it is debatable. So it can be taken to a court of law and can be discussed if such a problem arises. I'm not sure how is it. It has not arisen yet because seems like India has.
I, I'll tell you. I'll tell you. It's actually very interesting. So first of all, the right to life, the right to die is related to the right to life. Now, what is the right to life? When I say when I say right to life, what do you think? What are we talking about?
Oh damn! Is my net down? Some issues.
Yeah, anti abortion laws and stuff, right to
Mm,
life वाला I'm thinking
the
उससे connected
close,
है नहीं
close.
close.
Some dimensions are connected. The right to life is just what it
Just
says. It is the right to live, which is not to be
okay.
killed by another entity. Hmm?
Okay, that's the same law that says that abolishes capital punishments, right? Like you cannot sentence someone to death, उस type वाला ना,
Yeah,
which some
it's not
countries
a
have
law per se. It's a legal principle. It's a legal
legal
principle.
principle. Okay.
Okay.
Principal
So
कहाँ पे?
the right to life has different interpretations. It is a human right, but it has different interpretations based on which country and which legislation you are in. Okay. But the what we are discussing today would specifically revolve around what where we derive the right to life from. So there are two ideas about how we get the right to life. First is it is our natural right, and the second is it is a legal right. So, what is a natural right? What do you think a natural right is?
A natural right.
Hmm.
I don't know. What is a natural right?
A natural right is an inalienable right. So, inalienable is no one can violate it. Hmm. No one can violate it. It is inalienable. So, we in India have a mixture of the right to life is a mixture of a natural right and a legal right. We will talk about it, but in the essence, when it was developed, it was that no government, no individual, no corporate, no entity can make any law or take any decision that infringes on your ability to live or infringes on your right to life. Okay, and the it being natural right means it comes from nature, which means it is again this has a lot of interpretation. It might come from, according to some people, because you are human, it might come from God, it might come from being alive.
God is something else. We cannot discuss that right now.
Yeah.
कुछ नहीं continue. I was saying God का topic. We'll have that discussion later
Okay.
somewhere.
Yeah, we can have this discussion later. I'll not have this discussion on Twitch, please.
Oh, okay.
Then the matlab maybe some aspects I'll touch, and then there is this perspective that these are so alienable. Hmm. This perspective was given by John Stuart Mill and a lot of other people, that it is a right so inalienable that you yourself cannot take away that right, the right to life. The right to life comes with the right to liberty, to the right of property, but basic essence is uh, John Stuart Mill said that you cannot legally sell, you cannot ethically sell yourself, not legally, you cannot ethically sell yourself to slavery, because it would impact your ability to make free decisions in the future. So this right to life is so inalienable and so essentially yours that it is non-transferable. So here is where the first justification from the right to die against the right to die comes. So any questions first of all?
Okay, what if I don't want that right to live? चाहिए ही नहीं तो?
According to John Stuart Mill and the idea of inalienable rights, you cannot do that.
Okay.
You cannot give away that right.
So, okay, I understand that you cannot give away that right, and it is yours, and it is with you, it is inalienable. I understand that, but doesn't that make it an unfair right? It is like if you don't have control over
But
it.
no, but just listen, just my point on the same what you're saying, Parag. Uh, the right to life that we were discussing about just now, it basically says that you have every right to take decisions regarding your life. So that by extension should include
You're
you
right to.
wanting to kill yourself as well.
Huh, no, so that
Sorry
becomes
for
a.
the
Huh, I understand. It becomes a parody, na? Ki I don't want that
yeah.
right. Like, I want to give it away. That is my right.
So no, that's not it's not that right. When you're saying that it's not a right, that's not true. You actually have, you are using that right when you make that decision that I want to leave. You're not giving up that right. You are actually utilizing that right to say that I don't want to live.
Okay, so if I'm utilizing that right, okay, and I'm utilizing that right, okay, so the right to live is basically you can make any decision which keeps you with the freedom that you want. Okay, now if I want to transfer that freedom, I cannot do that, right? Because that is not in my right, or is it?
No, it is not in your right.
So I am not I am not, I do not have the right to take decisions for myself. So does this natural right, does this include free will or does it not?
It includes free will, but in a sense that uh, it includes you are free to go about your life, because right to liberty is also included in John Stuart Mill's ideology of this right to life. But because this right is yours, the right to live is yours. The right to die, he said, the right to die isn't a direct counterpart. So the right to life does not include the right to cut your own life, because it would then limit your ability to carry on further decisions that involve I know it's a
Isn't
No,
that kind
beautifully
of
but
contradictory?
but that is the point of right to die, right? I don't want to take any other decisions. That is it. I want to stop it. That's the end. Doesn't shouldn't that be included? उसका point ही चले जाते हैं ना right to die का. If you are okay,
The right to live would, yeah, the right to live would essentially mean that I
you cannot die.
am open to take the decision. And that I'm open to take the decision, and I am also open to accept the consequences of my decision.
Huh.
So if my decision is to leave, I'm using the word leave
Yeah,
here.
yeah. Okay.
Please
Let's
try
do
and
that.
understand.
Let's do
Yeah.
that.
Yeah. So if I am taking the decision to leave, I'm accepting the consequences of leaving. Like if we forget for a moment what exactly the word leave I'm trying to say,
Yes, yes. We
it's
get it
basically
now.
like any other decision we would say. No. Yeah, like basically any other. If I say that I want to eat and then I eat something, yeah, I'm allergic to prawns, and I say that I will eat prawns. So I'm accepting the consequence, knowing that I'm allergic to prawns. I am accepting the consequence that if I eat that, I will have an allergic reaction, right? So similarly, when I say that I want to leave, I am accepting the consequences of leaving in that particular situation. Basically, it's an informed decision for me. I know what is going to happen, and accordingly, I'm saying. So, how like saying that that particular decision is not in my hands is actually contradicting the initial point that all decisions should be in my hand.
In John Stuart Mill's ideology, your point also contradicts. Matlab, it's not my opinion. So he says that if you choose to end your right to life, hmm, taking being your constraint is that you have the right to life. You are essentially breaking the cycle. If you choose to forego of your right to life, you don't so it's like you are taking a prerequisite away to make that decision. So if we are talking about liberty, if we are talking about slavery, for example, if you have the right to liberty and you decide to forego your liberty and choose slavery, but then you are still choosing slavery, right? You are choosing to forego your
Yeah,
right, which makes it
yeah.
so that your prerequisite that you cannot be sold to slavery is matlab always contradictory. So it's a very debatable philosophy.
Exactly why we
uh,
are having a discussion, because it is debated.
that's why we are having the discussion. मैं इतना स्मार्ट नहीं हूँ तो
Oh,
कॉमेडी ही कर
please.
दिया,
मैं
देखो तो.
Oh,
बिग
please.
जोक, लेट्स लाफ. हाँ एवरीबॉडी. 2 minutes
ये
laughing track incoming.
laugh at me.
ना ना,
मैं
Ha, ha, ha.
हाँ हाँ, funny funny, very funny.
मैं इतनी स्मार्ट नहीं हूँ to tackle this
Shut up.
very
That was the
heavy
biggest
topic
joke
on
of the
self.
century.
Okay, I cannot take it anymore. This is too funny for me.
Too funny.
Heart attack.
Too funny. Dead.
I'll probably fall off the bed now.
Rights, the right to life as a legal right says that it is not a natural right. John Stuart Mill said that uh, in his view of right to life being natural right, he said that even before governments existed, the right to life existed because everybody was created equal and everybody was created by God and everybody. You get the point, right? Legal rights said no, it was not that. In the animal world, your right to life is only till you are able to keep
Defend yourself.
for
Okay.
yourself. Yeah, you are able to survive. Yeah,
Hmm, hmm,
uh, just till the concept of self-preservation, you have the rights. So the right to life is conferred to you by a civil society, by a legal society. So it says that it is the fundamental normative rules that allow the creation of a society, the right to life. And you have the right to life because the law says that you have the right to life. There is also this is also where the utilitarian perspective comes. The utilitarian perspective, as we said, is about getting the most good for the most number of people, right? So think about a doctor. Uh,
Sarthak.
doc,
Okay.
okay. Um, we have this is also some degree of variation of a trolley problem. So if there is a doctor, he sees that in his hospital there are 6 clients. Okay, there are 6 clients. There was this horrible trolley accident that happened, huh? And these people are very injured.
Okay. Okay. Continue.
These people are very injured. So there are like 5 very injured people, and there is one very there are 5 very injured people, and then there is one well matlab, completely okay person. It
Okay.
has no sorry first actually all of them okay. मेरे दिमाग में इतने variations घूम रहे हैं, रुको, okay. First situation, everybody is injured. So what he could do is uh, he could take essential organs from the one person who was injured and put it in the 5 people. Put in the 5 people who need those specific essential organs.
Okay.
Hmm? should he do that? Because if he doesn't, then by the time he would be done by all of these surgeries, the some group is going to die. So if he saves the one person, all the five others who are going to die. If he saves the 5%, the 1% is going to die.
नायरागिया तो म्यूट पे ही चली गई. I don't know why. Are you scared to answer it?
No, sorry. I was talking with Dad. I'm sorry.
I don't know. I think he shouldn't because एक में क्या ही फर्क पड़ेगा रे.
Yeah.
Like एक बार हो जाए तो मेरे को एक बार बस क्वेश्चन रिपीट कर देना.
Okay.
Sorry.
Okay, मैं repeat कर देती हूँ. So you are a doctor. There was this horrible trolley problem. You have 6 people who are injured. There is a group of 5. There is a group of 1. There is a single person. There is not a group of 1. There is a single person. If you save one group, the other group dies. To save the 5 people, you have to take essential organs from the one person. So essentially, you are killing him. Okay. To save those 5 people. If laws are not involved, laws are completely uninvolved in the situation, would you as a doctor do that?
What? Killing the one person to save
Killing
the
one
other
person to
guy?
save, killing the one person.
Actually, no.
Why?
Won't do that.
Death is so sweet.
No, because I have as much responsibility to do towards those others as I have towards that one person.
Okay, that makes sense. इतना लॉजिकल आंसर देगी लगा
We
नहीं था
have the
मुझे.
same
Those
amount of
five are equal
responsibility.
to that one. There is no calculation over there.
What? Okay, मुझे नहीं आया बस.
पता नहीं. मेरे को भी आवाज नहीं आया. Maybe she's talking to someone.
ना
Anyway,
नेटवर्क.
what would you do?
I would कितने लोग को मारना है, कितने लोग को बचाने के लिए? 5 लोग को मारना है to save one.
हाँ.
I don't like the odds there. Wait, no?
Don't like the odds there, so you're going to kill
Pretty
the
sure.
one person.
Are you sure that वो 5 लोग मर ही जाएंगे और अगर उनका ऑर्गन्स निकाल लिया तो एक बच ही जाएगा?
हाँ.
I can prove it to somebody if they ask me कि क्यों मारा.
हाँ.
Then okay.
Then okay.
हाँ, then okay. If वो मर ही रहे वैसे भी and saving them would taking organs would help, तो why not? Let's take it out, man.
So what if Parag, that one person had nothing to do with the accident? He was just there for a random treatment. Maybe he has a fever or something. Not anything deadly.
तो नहीं ना. क्यों?
Would you still kill him?
No, I wouldn't.
No, you wouldn't kill him. Okay. So here is our next point. Okay. Has Naira come finally?
Yes, she left for 2 seconds. Like finally क्या बोल रही है यार? अब भी तो गई थी.
Sorry.
Twitch पे layout सही कर देना.
हाँ हो गया, आ गई तो अपने आप.
Okay, so okay. The basic consensus, okay, and Narage, what happened is Parag said that if everybody is injured in the first situation, he would save the 5 people. And in the second situation where the the single person who came was completely fine, he would not kill the person. Now, why? Because Nairagya had the view which she gave before this, and Parag has now finally agreed to this letting go of utilitarianism. Why would you do that?
What? I didn't say I would let go of utility. You asked me.
Okay,
The last question that we have.
Perfect answer दिया कि I don't think I would let go of utilitarianism. Can you find a way to justify it in utilitarian terms? कि why doing that or letting that one person live against that those five injured people would be still fit in utilitarian perspective.
Okay, wait. Are you saying that those five people would would not die if I didn't take the organs out?
The five what?
The five people that are injured, they have a
Hmm.
chance of survival if I don't take the organs out. They are not dying,
They,
right?
yeah, they are dying.
So okay,
Have you heard the situation correctly? You have to take the one person's organs and use them for the five people.
okay. I thought
And
we had to take पांच लोग का organs and for one person.
no,
Okay, so in the situation when one person, wait. So that one person is dying, right? Or is he not dying? Just I see here.
in the first situation, the one person was dying. In the second situation, the one person was not dying.
If the one person is not dying, I would not go out of my way to go and kill him.
Yeah.
If that one person is not dying, I would not go out
Uh-huh.
of my way to go and kill him so that others
Okay.
can live.
Okay. We have arrived at the perspective I wanted for from both sides. Though at a certain point, you guys say that it is not ethically okay to save five people for one person. But is there a way in a utilitarian perspective? We will come to that if we don't have an answer, and I'll answer. It, but I want you guys to think of something. Is there a way in utilitarian perspective that could justify uh, giving giving that one person the rightful treatment, like uh, and you don't have to kill them to save five people? Is there a perspective in utilitarian terms where you could say, okay, this was, even if it was five versus one, it was completely okay in utilitarian terms. It was the most benefit for the most number of people.
I didn't get the question.
Okay, so she's saying that utilitarianism is basically, okay, I can't pronounce that for shit. Anyway, so she's saying is that there is a way in which more number of people benefit. Okay, and that way is killing that one person off, so that I think that is the way, killing that one person so that five people can survive. So would you?
But is there a way to justify the completely opposite position, which is saving that one person, matlab, not killing that one person,
So if
I
you
think
and
Parag,
still be supporting utilitarianism? Is there a way?
फिर से बोलना वो word, I can't get it. Why is this Ukraine का pen in your hand?
utilitarian, not Ukraine.
Utilitarianism.
Utilitarianism. Oh wow, I got it. Okay. 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 Anyway.
Okay, I don't think you guys have thought of this idea. Okay, I'll explain the legal rights again.
ना ना तू solution बता.
मतलब आगे, हाँ
How
आगे,
is
मतलब
I
आगे
think
इसको
I
continue
understood
करेंगे
her
साथ.
question. I understood her question. Basically, she's saying कि what is the kind of scenario where जो हम लोग कंसिडर कर रहे थे कि एक जन को मारेंगे, we kill that one person. Sorry, we save that one person and मतलब
now one person
by
अपने organ पांच
extension
लोग
we
को
are
बांट
killing
रहा है.
by extension we are killing the five people. What would be the scenario that would justify in the utilitarian
Terms, right? Yeah, correct.
terms? What would justify killing those five people and
For
saving
that
that
one
one
person.
हाँ
person?
हाँ for
Yeah,
that 1%
yeah.
to live.
I don't think you guys have an answer to this yet, right? Do you
Maybe
have?
I think Parag already mentioned something like this, right? That if that one person was already healthy, like he's capable and he anyway going to survive a lot for a long time, I won't kill that one person. Like if I agree with Parag on that, that we won't kill that one person who's going to survive anyway.
हाँ
I
let.
mean, of course, my decision either way would have been was different, but in the scenario where if I were to agree with all of Parag's views, then in that case I would say that uh, when the one person is healthy enough surviving on their own,
Mm-hmm.
then I would not sacrifice that person to save the five people who would otherwise die without that help.
Okay, 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 done.
And that makes
Uh,
sense. Okay.
let's continue with where we left off in legal rights. I am actually very satisfied with where you're going. I think I'm almost done with material. I do have the right to property to also discuss, but the utilitarian perspective in the utilitarian perspective you can justify this by saying that if the doctor steals organs, what would be the impact on the larger society? The people, even if they are not like laws or governance involved right now, the impact would be that lesser people would come to the doctor to get treatment, and it would negatively impact the general welfare of people. So this is where the utilitarian perspective says that letting those five people die encourages more people to come and feel safe in the hands of a doctor, and
It's more
that
like
is why
capitalist
the number
environment.
these numbers outweigh. What did you
No, no, nothing. I just said capitalism.
say?
Sorry. Maybe not the most
Why does
appropriate.
everybody like capitalism so much? This big hate.
It
So
sounds more like capitalism, but yeah, it's also more utilitarian
yeah.
uh, in
Difficult
a
word, I understand.
longer term.
Uh,
Hmm.
What?
difficult
Yeah.
word to pronounce, it's okay.
That's what
David,
I'm.
David,
It's already like I'm still hungry, so yeah, I am allowed to make spelling mistakes.
Okay.